Hey, what's up guys? We are back once again for the 4PL League of Legends Play for Fame 5-on-5 July final by Tt.esports. Once again, I am joined by my licentious co-caster, Spuddington.
Yeah, let's go with that adjective. Hello.
And then we will have Acer and Gamehoppers for the second game in the best of 3. So looking whether Gamehoppers can take this for a 2-0, or if Acer can pull back and bring it to a 1-1. First bans will be Carver's Shed. I believe the same was true for last game, with the global presence, and waiting for the next 2 bans.
No, because Carthus was played last game.
I believe the same was for another game we casted today, maybe not last game.
Yeah, probably was, I think.
Goldfish, memory, I was hoping you wouldn't notice, because halfway through that sentence I was like, that's probably wrong, isn't it? I'm going to carry on and commit, because most likely somebody has the same Goldfish memory I do.
Only for useful information.
uh...
But yeah, Shen, Carthus, global ults, Malphite, hard engage, Zyra, really strong, like, AoE CC, and doesn't want for damage with it. A lot of burst.
Yeah.
There you go. Summarized.
Very, very nice. It's just a lot of control as well from Zyra and Maokai. So all the plant champions just get out of here. So, not happy with that one. And the final ban from Purple Team, that being Gamehoppers. So Maokai is just, well, a support jungler. He's very strong at the moment. He can mitigate a lot of damage with that ultimate, of course, and it really does mount up. It's not like immediately noticeable, even not noticeable after a team fight has finished, but it's one of those things in the background which makes a huge difference. And immediately first picking that Ezreal, I don't think we were actually talking about this during the break. In fact, when the Tristana pick was maybe not stellar. It was maybe what lost in the game as well, because she didn't peak early, didn't peak late game either, didn't get to that point where she could do.
Yeah.
But Ezreal, very good on LoL Pro, very, very good.
Yeah, the problem with Tristana is that her early game is strong, but it's not actually as strong maybe as someone like Ezreal. Or maybe it's on a par, but it's not strong enough, and unless you snowball that advantage very early, then you're not really going to get anywhere. But yeah, Ezreal obviously kind of doesn't scale quite as well into late game, but he is still very strong. And Nunu, pick up by Mr. Alez.
Nunu, waiting for the pick from Beloto, which will be Udyr again. Okay, interesting. Like we were talking about this before, about all the issues that Udyr face, and by picking Udyr fairly early on, that opens a lot of interesting counter-picking opportunities for Acer.
Basically they want to work in as much kiting to their team composition now as they possibly can. They may have a preset plan in mind, but I don't know.
I don't think that... Like, Acer as a team always go for high mobility. That's generally how they work. Either high mobility or, like, lots of dashes and jumps and gap closers. Or both. And Udyr is countered by that composition. So, it's like, okay guys, I'm going to make you go mobility comp, which you're going to go anyway. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that said, Udyr can have a lot of influence anyway, simply by virtue of his early game, and possibly an Aurelia pick by Acer.
But the no.
Yeah. Well, naturally, obviously, wouldn't want anything interesting happening now, would we?
But he tried that last game of Tristana, and we all saw how that worked out with him.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Jax pretty much does the same thing as Aurelia anyway. He just does it kind of more reliably. He doesn't have that as weak of an early game, and he's obviously, I don't know who scales better, but certainly they both scale monstrously well. Yeah, 2 more picks. Sona as well also synergizes quite well with Ezreal, because they both end up with a very strong amount of poke. And yeah, keeps him alive, keeps him moving, keeps the whole team moving actually as well. That mobility aspect we were talking about before. And Zilean?
1 second left. Yeah, it's locked in. Crazy.
It could be one of these things where it's this character is something else. But yeah, Zilean could well work actually with that Udyr. The speed buff on Udyr and the resurrection on Udyr. He can just charge right into the middle of the enemy team. Die, but not really care, I guess. That must be the plan here. Especially with Nunu as well. Just have a light speed Udyr.
Wow, I'm trying to like imagine that. Just everyone have the speed buff skies. It's going to be the best thing in the world. I'm hoping Udyr picks out the ghost because that would be like the greatest thing. Like, and revive Ghost, and then Bear Stance, and then Zillion speed buff, and then Blood Boil. Oh,
I
that
think I've
would
seen
be.
a Rammus once, a video on YouTube where they got him up to some insane movement speed, like he was covering half of the map in a couple of seconds. But yeah, it's actually pretty high. Like they could easily get him up to 500, 520 odd movement speed.
Past that, like way past that, like yeah, 550 maybe. Oh, he's got mobility boots as well. That'd be pretty good.
There is a problem though with stacking movement speed like that, which is that there's a point of diminishing returns. Like once you get beyond a certain level of movement speed, the game starts reducing the amount you receive. So you'd say, I want, like the game will say they should be getting 40 movement speed. If it's over the cap, I think there's a soft cap and a hard cap. If they go over the soft cap, it's reduced by like 20%. And then if they go over the hard cap, then any amount they would be getting otherwise is reduced by 50% as a result of that. Is yeah, no, very it basically stops you from reaching a point of absurdity where you just stack more and more and more movement speed. And,
Yeah. That is, yeah, it makes sense. But for now, do you want to take a look at anyone's rune pages? I'm kind of thinking Zillion. What about you?
Yeah, go for Zillion. He's probably gonna want mana regen.
Probably. Runes. The page is called Woo. Fantastic.
Ooh.
8.5 magic pen, 3.7 mana regen per 5 seconds, and 15 ability power, and 12 magic resist. Going on to masteries, which will be 2109, going straight down to the runic affinity, which makes a lot of sense. Increasing movement speed, and going down to executioner for extra damage, and all the AP, extra brute force as well, for the auto attack, which is, always nice to CS with. We've actually got a bit more time, so anyone else you want to have a look at?
Hmm. I couldn't tell you really. They are all, I think, just going to have pretty standard rune pages under the circumstances.
Irelia versus Jax, so maybe Irelia. Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, actually.
Yeah! Runes is gonna be
Actually, why would you pick Aurelia into a Jax lane? That's
I've no
uncommon
idea.
choice.
15 physical damage, 13 armor, 12 magic resist, moving on to masteries, 9, 14, 7. Going down to weapon expertise, 10% armor penetration, going down to veteran scars, reduced damage from minions, from tough skin and indomitable, and then the meditation as well for the mana regen. That is interesting. Interesting indeed.
Yeah, that seems like it's a very specialized page specifically for dealing with Jax. I'm guessing that the mana regeneration is going to be so that he can farm more effectively under tower. But yeah.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. But for now, guys, we're going to switch to a quick commercial break, and when we're back for round 2 of the finals between Acer and Gamehoppers, not tricked by the TMSK this time. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to round 2 for the finals, and we have Gamehoppers versus Acer. I'm once again joined by my co-caster Spuddington.
Hello!
Outstanding. So everyone will be once again interested to see if they will go for the invade or fan out again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just both go for the defensive start, and certainly looks that way. We have that classic sparrow formation.
What? Just flap wildly. This is the formation I call the dead sparrow. Been shot in the sky.
Oh god, that's depressing comparisons.
Yeah, well, regardless, yeah, this is a very sort of defensive stance, and it actually looks like El Mupo is going to want to get a fourth pot. He is up against Jack. What?
Just look at Zidane. Oh, he stopped now. One last.
Oh, was he not?
He's spamming the joke. He did at least 4 times.
It doesn't matter. I can tell you what the joke is. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like banana.
Oh god.
It's amazing. Shut up. But yeah, El Mupo knows he's up against Jax, so generally Jax is considered a counter pick to Aurelia, and he actually picked himself into that lane deliberately. I think it's probably because he needs it to run with the Zillion composition, where they sort of go all zombie mode on you and have this horrible tanky bruiser that does a lot of damage jumping in on you, and then you resurrect them when they inevitably get killed. So yeah, obviously he needs a very hard scaling bruiser like Aurelia. But he's going up against Jax, and Jax can, with Counter-Strike, he can avoid taking any damage from Aurelia's hit end style, which is her main damage ability. And that's very difficult for her to deal with, like, as a character. I'm very surprised that that's the case, that they picked that up. But you know, it seems like he's confident enough to do it. So
yeah, there's always an element though of the fact that okay, we have this comp. We're gonna stick to it no matter what, and sometimes you can counterpick yourself that way when you've already committed with the rest of your comp. Like when you throw down, okay, Zillion's still spamming out in lane. That's amazing.
Like banana.
But Zillion, when you've put that in, you've dedicated, you've put yourself into it, and you've committed. Oh, that damage from 760 with that Counter-Strike, it burns. But when you've committed, basically, you put down your cards, and you're going to commit to it. Otherwise, you get like a half-assed composition which doesn't do anything and makes little sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, but this lane, like, traditionally, it's a really nasty counter, basically. It's something that there's no window of opportunity for Fruit Banana for Aurelia to, get the advantage on Jax. I guess the plan is literally just with that mastery page, with with mana regen and all that. She's literally just planning to sit around at her tower and farm all day. Like, she's very good at farming under tower, Aurelia, but it's not something you really want to be doing for a protracted length of time unless you're extremely confident that you can get all the CS.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, no matter how good a player you are, you're always going to miss out on some. And Pokestyle really looking to punish that top lane for that pick, basically, and potentially going for the dive at this early on. Not sure if he saw him. Just clearing the creeps. They want to push this up to the tower. And now he'll be going in. 760, Ignite goes down, and the Counter-Strike. Well, damage going on to both players. Leap Strike, will the Ignite finish off 760? No, it will not. First Blood goes down to Pokestyle.
Extremely aggressive dive there.
Meanwhile, bottom, doing exhaust goes down, one onto Lolpro, one onto Broto. Super Ray's flash goes down, another flash from Broto, picking that one up, and Lolpro trying to get out of there. 3 versus 1 situation. Valkyrie over the wall, Hawk Dunk from the side as well. Wouldn't try to puts out the joke, and Sullivan unable really to help out that Ezreal, and that will be another kill. So 2 for 1 so far. Good, good plays.
Yeah, that's very, like I say, really aggressive dive at top. Because it's not something you expect. As Aurelia, you have this reactive stun that can last for a second, and at level 3 and 4, a tower is going to take off like a fifth of your health per shot. You really don't expect to get dived at that time. Just really hard to deal with. But he's actually trading off fairly equally there. I don't know if you saw, but
yeah.
He was, his plan seems to be...
Meanwhile, mid Broto moving on to Zelliver. Pops the dissonance, Ignite goes down as well, but only really breaking the turtle shield. Actually lands the Q from a beautiful safeguard as well into that Tempest onto the minion. Hawked on will just be forced to fall on his turret. That was really good play. Pokestyle just doing work for his team at the moment, and as we're talking to Elmopo, not really trading off against Jax for all that well.
Yeah, well, I think his plan is actually fairly good. He is using the mechanics of Aurelia to his advantage. What he's doing is he's trying to bait Jax into stunning, and whenever he wants to go in for farm, he is using his own stun on Jax to give him the time to blade surge between multiple creeps. And yes, he's sort of seeding a few, and it looks like they're going to dive him again. But it looks like Broto might actually be in the region to react as well.
Wizard reactions, I think they know what's happening. Yeah, they are going for that dive, but Broto out of nowhere, will they pick up the kill? Kill will go down very quickly, 760 taking a lot of damage from Tori, however, he was tanking that. Pokestyle coming in from behind, Safeguard goes down, Tempest and the Cripple, and the red buff is too much really to contend with when you're Udyr and you have no gap closer. So, again, you see the weakness of Udyr just seeping through gradually.
Yeah, I mean,
like bacon on mustard.
Weakness. Like bacon on mustard. That's your quote for the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Weakness is bacon on mustard. Actually, by the way.
That'd be quite nice. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Put it on the sandwich.
no. Bacon is fine alone. Just give me my bacon.
But mustard?
No, mustard's horrible.
What? Mustard's amazing.
It's horrible. It might be because I will say I think I got food poisoning once from a burger that had a lot of mustard in it. But that was not a fun time. But but yeah.
Oh, Celeber looking for a gank on bottom. Shockwave lands onto Flumiz into Dissonance, looking for some more damage. Protect goes down, and Flumiz kind of just hitting the turret. Celeber taking a lot of damage as well, and will actually fall to Mr. Alice's burst. Nunu will fall along with Corky. Broto coming on the side, looking to reclaim some kills. Super is Pedigree in a bad position. Hawked on the other side. Yeah, this is a dead Sonic.
Have
Either
a
way you
bomb
look
on
at
your
it.
head.
Dead. Aha, it rhymes. I was waiting to do that. Pokestyle still soloing Drake. I don't think he actually saw him when he went past, but he's on very low health. Or will get executed. Lolpro popping the ultimate will pick that one up. And now that obviously they've been alerted to that. But yeah, that was like really clever. It was like all that happened. And wait, did Zillion walk past him while he was on Drake?
It's possible. It would be very easy to not notice something like that. It's just not what you're expecting, and you know, and suddenly, oh wait, oh no, ruined. But yeah, I'm kind of amused by that. But yeah, Zillion's actually using a mana pot right now. I don't know why, considering he has blue buff, but whatever. And how is this Aurelia versus Jax transpiring? Ooh, 25 CS to 52. That's why you don't counterpick yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like you can do that if you're confident you can outplay your opponent. But in this like level of play, 760 you're really not gonna let up. Like he's the type of player who knows how to punish basically, and that's not really what you're looking for in the lane. Okay, that's your composition. But you can only really go so far with it if your lane just like fails in its lane, in its infancy. So you really can't come back from it when you're really shut down that hard. And Lee Sin made it his mission to really output some pain onto Irelia early on to stop it really from having any chance of catching up. And Celeber will be picking up this blue, hopefully. Oh, he will pick it up. Pokestyle will pick it up with a bladed armor. That was a battle right there, ladies and gentlemen. Battle.
That's very unfortunate, actually. Like, against Zillion, who's going to want to be permanently throwing out bombs, Oriana's going to be wanting her shield a lot. She's not going to have it. You don't have it. You don't get to use your shield. Yeah. You don't have the mana for it.
You know,
and yeah.
Well, Lowpro actually takes a nibble to the face, but Mishra is actually not going to follow up with Solid just on his face poking him. But Hawked on is going to see Pokestyle, going to slow him down. Nope, double bomb instead. Breaking that shield. It's a bit of extra damage. And Broto looking for a gank up no, Oracles. All over the map, it's just like potentially something will happen. And it's just like, oh, so, no,
Broto up top. He's looking for a Jax, I think.
I think I should start shoutcasting the blue buff donations because something janky could always happen. Especially like that.
And Bladed Armor did some damage, and he punched it, and he punched it, and he punched it, and he punched it.
That would basically be how
my
that team fight goes.
God, he used an ability. I don't know. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem very exciting to me.
Really,
Maybe
you could
does
make
to
it
you.
exciting though.
The most entertaining of things is the blue buff.
Donation. Yeah.
Donation. Well, you know. No, man. You should cast like the beginning part as well. Where it's important. You got to get the train rolling.
Like, what, beef just coming out of base?
Oh, El Mupo.
El Mupo has been caught and
Very
Tempest
dead.
cripple. Broto reacting to it pretty well, but Dragon's Range will go down and, well, what are you gonna do, Angry Birdman? Nothing.
Angry man, bear, bird, turtle. Man, bear, pig. Half man, half bear, half pig.
760 has actually been caught by Broto, but wow, that was janky. And Broto will be taking some damage from Pokestyle. Wow, that was... I want to see an instant replay on that one.
That was like an air high five.
It was. Hang on. Just
Yeah.
rewinding it.
Passing by and like.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, peculiar.
That was
But
beautiful.
difficult to really tell you why. But yeah, anyway, Oriana is not doing anything. I was gonna say something. She's just she's standing around. Can take hits by the looks of it. Yeah, easy to do that as Oriana because you can use your shield to take no damage from the actual camp, and your abilities clear it very quickly.
Yeah, like, Oriana is one of those characters which can actually farm past a minute, and so she could have like 1,000 farm! 130. And meanwhile, bottom Super is popping the ultimate with the crescendo. Flume is popping his own ultimate, will not get it off in time to reduce any damage to its Super Blaze. But Mr. I is also forced to back off with Lolpro on his face areas.
I'm just gonna say you've probably never seen the gimmick Ziggs build, which is designed to farm other lanes. Where you match
my
the
God.
cooldown reduction as fast as possible, and you just throw bombs to make creep waves from other lanes.
That's
End
evil.
up with like 300 at 10 minutes. Wow, I'm farming everything.
That is literally evil for several reasons, because it's taking over your other lanes who will be under-leveled and under-farmed. But who cares?
Who cares?
At least
I've got
Ziggs
the
is
farm.
fine. Yeah. What would that be though? That'd be like Death 5 Grass and then like Morello's or something. Or like
Yeah.
Fiends and Holy Grail or something, yeah.
Yeah, Fiends probably, but Ziggs takes so much mana.
Mhm.
But yeah. Yeah, I'm not liking this El Mupo right now because he seems to be kind of the linchpin in this whole Zillion zombie mode plan. And he's currently a bit behind. Okay, long way behind. He's miles behind. He can't touch Jax in a fight. Jax is just going to try and freeze the lane as much as possible, and he's not going to be able to do anything. He's barely staying in XP range.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
trade off with him. Can't
brutal.
farm. And his ganks are honestly at the moment seeming weaker from Broto. Yeah, look, Acer just jumps on, takes no damage at all, and gets a stun for his trouble, but doesn't really care. He didn't miss any CS. It's probably a testament to Elmufu's skill at Aurelia that he's getting any farm under the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. But interesting enough, I think Broto is like the only jungler who plays with her anymore. He's kind of just gone out of the meta, and he's the only one still loyal to the cause, I guess. But there's a lot of problems with it. There is just a lot of inherent problems which have been over, and it's really showing. Like, he's got 2 kills, but what can he do with them, really? Like, it's good for a jungler to have those, but with a jungler like Udyr, he's not able to utilize them as well as other junglers could be, so that's a massive issue. Yeah.
Yeah, he always has that late game problem with being kited. Always. But, like we say, Zillion could do a lot to mitigate that. Like, it's very... Zillion's a very interesting character in how much utility he can provide to a team.
Well, 760 could be caught by Elmopo and Broto, along with Hawkdon. Yeah, this could be a dead 760. Flash goes over the wall, along with the Leap Strike. They will be picking up Drake in the meantime because they committed so many people to top. Hawkdon, really, I don't think can follow this one up. No. So they committed people to top, did not get the kill, and then meanwhile bottom Crescendo goes down straight onto Mr. Rales. Obviously ultimate along from LOL Pro and 4-man gank. What can you do? Flume is also most likely to die here. Actually, Pokestyle tanking the turret. Now Sullivan misses the command protect, takes a lot of damage from the turret as well, breaking through that
Fight him, Flumis! Fight him!
and he will eventually fall, and Scumbag Sana will pick that one up. Interesting he didn't just make a run for it, because like, okay, that's happening, but Seliva's popped all of his straight up burst.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got fairly low cooldowns, but he could have just made a run for it.
Yeah, honestly, it was certain death if you remain where he was, and
Yeah.
he only had to juke one ability really from Silver to get away. But obviously, it can be very hard to think like that if you're rabbit in the headlights and the whole enemy team is bearing down upon you. But you know, you live and you learn sometimes.
When the bucket
Sometimes
on
you
his-
die and you learn.
When the bucket is on the head or the trash can is on the head, what can you do?
What? What? Yes, I prefer rabbit in headlights to bucket on head.
No, but if you take a look at Nunu, you'll soon get it.
Oh right. Oh.
Yeah.
It's already on his head though. That's more like attached to his back.
I don't know. It
This
occasionally.
does not count. You do not count.
Well, when he's
Yeah.
moving around, like the little guy on his back is kind of like, what is?
Bumping
what
up
is?
and down?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, isn't Nunu? The guy on his back is Nunu, right? Or is
No.
the Yeti Nunu?
Yeti is Nunu, and the little guy on his back is Willump. Wallump. Fred. George. Barry. Scott. Oh no.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, he.
That's not something you want to
I
be
think he
bringing
is Willump actually. He's actually called Willump. Which makes
Who came
perfect
up with that
sense.
name?
Riot. Ha!
Thank you, Spuddington. That really cleared it up for me there.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, my vague instincts about Riot members would have been Shirelia, but I wouldn't know. And
Mhm.
She's not in
Oh.
the company anymore.
Ha ha
Oh,
ha ha!
boy.
Oh, Poke style. Wow, that's wombo combo of jumps right there.
Dash throws forever.
And actually, the flash goes to my bro. Hey,
Super
mate,
Buzz Bear.
cut off there. 760. Not gonna happen. That's all of the jumps. What are you gonna do? And celebrate. Oh, amazing ultimate into the dissonance. That was pretty sweet. I like that a lot.
That was so sweet. Okay, yeah. That was-
Deterioration of the cast happening.
I'm sorry.
Ladies
I'm
and
getting
gentlemen.
distracted. It's easy to do. Yes. What is happening in the game right now is that Acer are actually pulling out a pretty significant lead. This is pretty bad news for Gamehoppers. I don't know how they can really play around it though right now. And stop being called Team Mega Shark, Elnubo.
Yeah.
It's confusing. But Giant Octopus. But it's yeah. No, right now they need to
Elephant.
what can they do, honestly, right now? They need to try and force some kind of favourable fight. But right now, no member of their team can really duel their opposite number. Like,
Is that a?
Plus, everyone on Ace's team is very good at escaping. They are in a serious situation. They need to do some kind of clever play involving Zillion, I guess. Like if they can put a situation in where it's 2-on-2, but Zillion is involved and Irelia is involved or something, or Udyr probably is the better choice.
Yeah,
Then
you are
they'll
cutting off
be-
a lot.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. It's not good. It's
Technical issues. Please stand by.
No, so they are like in a really good position, and when the situation is like, I don't really know how they could. Not gonna happen. But when the situation is like, I don't know what they can do to come back right now. The answer is plays, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is plays, and if they can't make the plays, then they lose basically. And this is the problem when you have Acer ahead. When you get Acer ahead, they usually stay ahead. It's very difficult to shut them down, and the only way to do so is to make the plays. If you push advantage, as you saw last game, in fact, is a good example of the fact that Gamehoppers pushed advantage early because they beat them, and then they kept the advantage, and Acer couldn't catch back up. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with being behind is that you do need to make some kind of hero play, and that's really hard to do. Like you can't reliably do it. You've just got to kind of wait out for a chance, and unfortunately, the longer it goes on without you getting that chance, the harder it is. Your chances will get less common. So right now, they just need to take any opportunity they get. And
Yeah.
wow, that stealthily placed ward just fooled Pookie style. Like near
Really?
Barra. He didn't see it. He checked inside the Baron pit, but he didn't see the one right next to it.
Oh wow, that was
Yeah.
clever ward placement.
Yeah.
Remember that, kids.
The plays.
The
Right
plays have
there.
been made, guys. They're back
Yeah,
in the game.
That's okay.
Big plays from Flumis. Good job.
But I really like how Acer have adapted right now. They've, completely redone their playstyle, I think. I mean... Ooh, dear.
Oh, Emopo could have caught himself a 760. Noble goes down for the perma-slow, looking to turn this one around, however, Noble goes down by Flume, is immediately locked up. Crescendo goes down onto 3 players, and Ezreal out of nowhere, looking to deal some damage. Mr. Morales also has to turn around, he's on the front lines, massive damage coming out from that distance. Zelova backing off as well, looking to command protect. A couple more Mystic shots go down, that will be killed onto Nunu Low, heading the charge now that he can. Hooked on, putting speed buff on himself, and he has been slowed by the Phage procs. Pokestar looking to deal some more damage by switching himself from the team, but not going to happen today.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that, again, this is kind of the strength of their team was so dependent on Aurelia. And Aurelia has fallen apart, frankly. She just does not have the damage, and she does not have the tankiness, and she is not worth reviving. She's not worth sacrificing a much stronger scaling AP mid in order to get your revival on the Bruiser, because she's not got the gold, she's not scaling well enough.
Yeah, this was the thing, it was the argument versus laning presence or composition, and laning presence won apparently. I mean, Acer, I've seen them a lot of times lose laning phase, but win in the team fight phase, which we've talked about many times. And when you give them basically a great start, that's not the best position to be in. You've allowed them to basically slip into the stage of the game that they want to get in, and then they will force it. They will try and get into that phase as quickly as they can, and Gamehoppers have allowed them to do so. They've given them the opportunity by virtue of having Irelia on your team, which, yeah, it's work. Against a different team, against a different composition, against a different playstyle, maybe yes, okay, but not when you're facing up against a team like Acer. And Acer would definitely put their tripod pants on with the LoL Pro on Ezreal.
Yeah, he right now is what, 4-3. He must have the most gold, I think. 8,000. Yeah. Ezreal currently has the most gold. He's becoming the AD carry, the danger, the big damage threat right now. Whereas Corki, not so much. He doesn't even have a finished Triforce yet, and Ezreal has Triforce and a pickaxe. And actually Merc treads as well, interestingly.
Oh, hello. Acer going on Baron.
They can do it. It's not warded.
It's not warded. LoL Pro, this is a very risky thing though, but they do have LoL Pro bottom, so they have forced someone to go. That's classic split pushing, but he doesn't have the teleport. It's split pushing with danger involved. More danger than usual, and I think they've kind of clicked. Yeah, ward's gone down, Broto's going to steal it, which he will not. Now he's in a bad position. Hello Ranju and hello Pain, and he will be finished off. Ezreal just kind of backing off. Corki was stopping him from doing any further damage, but wow, okay, Surrender Vote goes down, which...
Yeah. Honestly, I can understand that. They just weren't going to win from that situation. 10k gold, Baron buff, and just the whole strategy was falling apart at that point.
Well, sure. So, yeah, any closing remarks before we move on to Game 3 of this final?
Not really, no. I think I already said most of it. Sorry.
Yeah, likewise, honestly. There was a lot of times where we could just fit in that sort of analytic.
And analytic. Yes, you're right.
And analytic, quite you. We'll be back in a bit, guys. Stay tuned.